Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's your boy Regis. This is Dragon Age, and most of this episode will be combat focused because it's just how it ended up being. We are still in Treviso. We've got to clear out the central area for here. This giant tree is feeding the darkspawn, so we've got to clear this out, and any of the other baddies that come around here. This fight took a while. Like, the little minions weren't the problem. This thing was.
Make that kind of noise.
But
Do they?
after I defeated this guy, thing, I realized why it was so difficult. And we'll get to it when we get to there. It'll be a few minutes before we, you know, get there. But yeah, this missions for the crows, these little side quest things, which I'm presuming are optional, that you don't have to actually do them because they're not the main quest. Yeah, these are actually kind of fun. These are probably more fun than the main missions, like the main questline missions. Just because there's a little bit more freedom to do things. I also have to be a little bit more strategic here. Like, you'll see me retreating here. I'm not running away from the combat. I'm getting more potions, and I want to clear out some of these little dudes that are chasing. Because some of them, like this one in front of me that I just killed, that was just a regular darkspawn. The one there is a regular darkspawn, but it has a barrier now. So yeah, we've run into a few of those. They take a lot more hits to kill. And then you got the main dude himself. Now, I'm about level 12 here, so he is, by default, stronger than me. Later in the episode, you're going to see an enemy that is absolutely stronger than me. It is incredibly difficult to fight. But this one here was also a difficult fight. I didn't realize this thing had a small healing effect on it. Like, if you stop damaging it for too long, it just starts regenerating. Like, really slowly, but it starts regenerating itself. I don't know if it's because it was standing on blight, see the red stuff, or it's just an ability it naturally has. But yeah, it started healing itself at several points. It's just by small amounts, like little tiny, you know, like when you get one of those rings in any RPG, it's like it heals you one health point a second, or 1 health point 15 seconds, or something like that. You know, it looked a little bit like that, but I don't know. Or maybe I was just tripping, but I'm pretty sure it was healing. I'm almost certain it was healing itself at one point, because I almost had it killed. Like, it was down to half health. And then I came back and it was up to 2/3 of its health. And I was like, So, I don't know. Maybe you have to get it, like, properly below its half bar health to stop it from healing. I don't know. But yeah, I had to jump down here because these little guys, because they were on me constantly, like, there was no break from these guys. I had to jump down here and just mass murder the whole lot of them. And then halfway through the fight, this little part here, I decided to jump down here on the right, which is why there's a little edit here, and start looting. Because, you know, the loot goblin in me was just like, yeah, you know what, I'll just do that. And then I wasted this beam, but it's like, whatever. It's rare that I get to use the beam as it is. Like, you guys are like, oh, I saw you use it in the last episode. Yeah, against the dragon. Now I've used it against this. That's what I'm saying. It's just the, like, boss creatures that it happens with.
Chance? Got rid of the blight in the streets. But we also found this crow pendant on a darkspawn.
Is that... This was Ayres, our trainer for the fledglings. She went missing. That darkspawn you fought must have been... May she rest. And sadly, I must ask you to search for another wayward crow.
Who is it?
Fletcher, our provider of fine goods, is also missing. They were sending me reports of Anton movements. Despite this blight, our invaders are planning something. Here are Fletcher's roots. If the blight found them, they deserve a clean end, like any crow.
And here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Another blighted crow we've to take down. This one's right here. These are just the minions that's protecting the tree that we've to take down. And yeah, it's supposed to be like, oh, you don't know what's happened to Fletcher, but we just literally fought a corrupted crow who is literally been turned like almost immediately into a blighted creature. So it, you know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that this is also a blighted creature. This one right here, because, you know, you got to take out the blighted trees. And what protects the blighted trees? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a boss creature. And what's the best bosses in the area so far? Former crows. So, like, if I had helped the crows instead of the dragons, I'm pretty sure I'd be doing the same thing, but in that city, with, like, former crows, former dragons as well, being corrupted. So it's an interesting twist on the whole corruption thing. Like, the elven gods are, they're not just playing around with the blight. They're, like, actively changing it, and they've changed it to the point where it used to be if you were dead corpses or you were around the blight too much, you would then slowly turn into a blighted creature and then terrorize everyone. Now, if you're captured by a blighted creature, you can be turned into a blighted creature really, really fast. And corpses get turned into blighted creatures super fast. And I think that's an interesting twist. It's like, this is not a normal blight. These are not normal blight behaviors that's going on. That's why it's looking weird and gross and the way it does, instead of like the normal dead black blight. It looks more alive this time. It's because it's being controlled. And yeah, I do think that's interesting, like, twist on the formula of the blight. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how it progresses from here, because yeah, these are former crows, and like I said, we already knew that Fletcher was a blighted creature, because obviously it's a named character. I've got to go clear out some darkspawn. 2 and 2 together, there was no chance he wasn't this. You know, we've all played RPGs before, so yeah, this is this fight here was not as difficult as the first one. Now, when he disappears into the blight and comes back up, he comes back up healed, but I think he only did that like once, maybe twice during this whole fight. And because he is a ranged character, like that creature that he is right now, even though it's stronger than the normal version of it, it's still a ranged creature. Its main attack is throwing the ball at you and corrupting the areas around it. So if you get in close to it, like my companions are, and like I was, it's kind of useless. I mean, it can still hit hard. Like, it can just smack you in the face with the ball, but at the same time, it was like,
sealed tube with
I've kind of nerfed it by being so close to it. That one probably would have been better in the big open area. Probably would have done better there, but hey.
Chance, we found Fletcher.
Maker, guide them to your side.
Fletcher also had these notes.
Always scrupulous. If this is information on the Antom.
Are you all right?
Merely a cold. Thank you, my friends. I must now think and figure out what the Antom are plotting.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, oh boy. We are about to reach a boss fight that I literally struggled against. This is the, like, worst fight I've had so far, but not in a bad way. Like, it's the worst fight as in my character was literally not prepared for this fight. So I take out these Venatori guys. They're never difficult to kill. You know, they're annoying sometimes, but they're not difficult to kill. So we're clearing these guys out. Super, super easy. Nothing too out of the ordinary for the Venatori guys. They don't even have their shield dude with them, so, you know, it's not a problem here. Their mages are a little bit annoying, but, you know, that's mages for you. And I'm healing because, you know, Right, the reason you don't see me use the block is because almost every enemy that I've fought one-shots the block, and then it blows. I end up blowing onto my feet, off my feet, onto the ground. So I have to do the quick recovered fucking thing. So it's just by blocking, I'm actually making it harder for myself, weirdly enough. I'm sure I could take like a hit from something, but I can't take it from this level 25. I am literally level 14 at this point. Yeah, I am super under leveled for this, but it would also help if I was able to actually power level. Yeah, this thing right here, if I was able to power level, or even just, you know, regular level up between missions, I probably wouldn't have had a problem with this fight, or at least it wouldn't have been like a one-sided fight as much as it is, because as you can see, I am barely able to get a shot off before he's on me again, and that laser beam right there is unbelievably strong. I also need to get better at timing my dodges. So yeah, this is like half a skill issue and half the game itself not letting me level up as much as I want. But saying that, I haven't touched the exploration maps yet. Like I keep getting told, oh, you can now explore this, you can now explore that, and I haven't done any of that yet. So maybe I can level up there. Who knows? But from my experience so far in the game, if you kill enemies in an area that you've already been to, you don't get XP for that. They'll like drop items and stuff like that, like ore and wood, but they won't give you XP for killing them. So yeah, it's a bit annoying, because like when I killed these Venatori guys at the start, I didn't get any XP for killing them, and I had never killed them before. So yeah, like if I kill the boss, this thing here, I would absolutely get XP for that. But it's like, if I'm only getting XP from bosses and completing missions, how the hell do I level up? Because I clearly need to. You know, I'm getting creatures that are they're not just slightly higher levels than me, they're a lot higher levels than me. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure there is even though they give you a choice of where to go for the missions, I'm fairly certain there is an actual like pattern that you're supposed to follow. Like certain missions felt super easy compared to others, even though I had just done like a hard mission. I'd go on to the next one and that would be super easy, and I'd be like, oh, I guess I was supposed to do this one first and then the one I did second, because it just feels like, though there is a choice, it's not a real choice, you know? It's more of a, do you want to make it harder for yourself or not? But it doesn't explain what. You're making it harder
on your left
or easier, you know? Yeah, it's weird. Maybe I'm not making sense there, but it's weird. I have noticed it in a couple of the mainline missions, specifically regarding the factions, that some quests that you get for them, like one city will be easier than the other by default. It's just weird. But yeah, I'm rambling here because, as you can see, I'm barely done anything to this guy. Yeah, this fight was unbelievably like one-sided, the entire thing. But I tried my hardest here. I busted my ass off. I figured out that Nev, she can freeze him in place with her blizzard thing. I've got like a spinny blizzard ability as well that can slow them down as well. She's also got the time slowdown ability, and Harding, she has the Ripper ability to rip off his armor. So yeah, it was a good combo. But yeah, I had to keep stopping fighting him to fight these little guys. But that's what I'm saying. Even if I was only like level 20, I'm pretty sure I would have had a much easier time. Like, it would still be challenging, but it would be a less one-sided fight. It'd be more balanced. But yeah, at this point of the fight, I was getting really, really like desperate. So I was just kind of popping off their abilities instead of waiting for them to have them together so they could do the multi-attack. And then I was mistiming the shots. But at the same time, as you can see, I'm not even through his armor yet. Like, his barrier's gone, but his armor isn't. So yeah, it was just oof. And mostly I was getting hit by his ranged attack, not so much his ground pounding ability. So yeah, this, like, you'll see there, like, I rarely block, but yet my blocking shield is already cracked. It's like, but nothing's hit me because I don't use it. So it's, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I did notice a little bit of bugginess, like slight bugginess with the health bars. Sometimes it doesn't register like one hit or a second hit on certain enemies, and it's so random that at first I wasn't even sure I was I wasn't sure I was actually seeing that, and then it started happening a little bit more, and I was like, ooh, I don't know. Also, my partner, she's had a lot of crashing issues with the game, so I don't know. I think the further you go through the game, the more issues, like bugs and stuff like that you're gonna find. Like, the start of the game wasn't buggy, but now I'm finding more bugs, but not like game-breaking bugs or anything like that. It's like just tiny little things that can be overlooked, but you notice them, especially if you're in a tough fight. Like, right now, we've finally got him down past his armor, so we can now start damaging his actual health, which I will say his health bar was a lot easier to go through than his armor was, which it should be. That's exactly how it should be. But at the same time, I had to rely heavily on my companions healing me, so I had to stop telling them to attack and heal me while Nev tried to freeze him in place. This is me using the time stopping ability to see if that was better than the freeze him in place, but no, freezing him in place was a lot better. It held him there a lot longer. Yeah, here I am awaiting. Boom. Right, that'll hold him in place for a few seconds. But yeah, also, I've noticed my companions, they attack very slowly. So I'll need to go in and check to see if there's a way of making them more aggressive, I think. Like, they rarely get hit by the enemy as is, as she immediately gets hit there. But generally speaking, the enemies focus down the player over them. So it's like, if I can make them a little bit more aggressive, I might be able to up their actual damage output. Yeah, I probably should have figured that out before this point of the game, but hey, it is what it is. Up to this point, it hasn't been a necessity, but I am running into more and more enemies that are just, like, way higher levels than me. Now, the dragon, I expected to not be able to win that, because that was, like, super early in the game. There was no way I was going to be able to win against a dragon like that. So I kind of knew straight away that was kind of scripted. But this fight here, I'm fairly certain is an optional boss fight, by the way. But yeah, right there, I kept getting sucked towards the enemy, and he doesn't have an ability to draw enemies in like that. But it was like I was magnetically, like, my character was magnetically attracted to him. Like, I kept getting pulled toward him, but he doesn't have that ability. And it was just weird. It happens a couple of times through this fight, and yeah, that's what I was talking about in the last episode with the dragon fight. There, it wasn't as noticeable. It was like slight pulls here and slight pulls there, but in here, it was not slight. It was like my character was being pulled by some, like I was on an elastic band. Like, I couldn't go away from the enemy too far because I had to be close to the enemy. And it's like, well, if I'm supposed to be close to my enemies, then, like, right there, you saw me getting pulled right back for, like, a split second there. I was getting pulled backwards, even though I was going forwards. And it's like, if I'm supposed to be up close and personal with the enemies, why'd you give me classes? Like, if that is an actual design thing that's supposed to happen, which I don't think it is, I think it's an actual bug, but let's say for a second it is a function that's supposed to happen and it's just not working properly right now. Like, there again, I was moonwalking forwards. If I have to be glued to the enemy the entire fight, why did you give me classes? Why did you make me allow me to be a mage or an archer if I'm supposed to just go in with my swords? You know? But like I say, I'm 100% sure, or at least 99% sure, that it's a bug. It's not supposed to happen, because the enemies I've fought so far don't have those abilities. Like, there again, I got sucked towards them again. And it's like, yeah, it was a weird, such a weird bug. And it happens more in this fight. Like, it is super noticeable in this fight. I think because I was having a hard time fighting it, and I gave it my all in this one. Like, I knew I was probably not going to win this fight, but I was in this. I was in this for the biscuit, like, especially when I started chunking his health. Like, right here, it's like, oh, you're leaving the combat area, but I thought that was a healing thing. For some reason, I saw the vase, and I was like, oh, gotta be healing. Wrong vase. Yeah, you gotta watch out for this beam of death here. It is insane. I tried my beam of death, and it did chunk him. It did chunk him. It nearly murdered me, but it did chunk him. Yeah, so I'm trying to dodge and, like, figure out how the hell I'm getting there, because now he's starting to summon the blight itself. So I'm like, okay. At this point, my hopes were getting up. I was like, there might be a chance I might, like, by the narrowest margin, get through this. And Harding is just an absolute beast with the medic right now. I think I need to respec her to do the healing, because right now I'm basically just using her as a healer, but I've been upping her Ripper ability, so to rip through armor, but he doesn't have armor right now. So it's like, ugh, I don't know. In this fight, I relied more on my companion's abilities than my own, because my abilities were just taking forever. The Corrupted Ground, the one I have on the right, the one with the skeleton hand, that ability is amazing. Like, for crowd control, is pretty good. And as you can see, the lock-on is just, I've given up trying to get it to work at this point. Like, if I had it on the maximum difficulty, I could understand. I'd be like, yeah, it's manual aim. You know, you shouldn't be able to lock onto enemies on the maximum difficulty. That's the whole point of it being difficult, you know? But I think I have it on the second highest difficulty. And it's, yeah, it's just, whew, it is rough. It is rough. Like, some fights are really rough. And then you'll get other fights that are like, why are you fighting me? This is a pointless fight. What? I'm actually wasting time fighting this little weakling. And then you get guys like this, it's like, yeah, this is a boss fight. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be rough. And that's fine. I like that. I just wish there was a way for me to level up. Like, outside of quests. Outside of killing bosses. Like, can I just level up, please? Like, just a little bit. I don't have to be OP. I don't have to be like the world's strongest guy. I just want to be closer to the level of my enemies. But yeah, this guy is the champion of this area. So, you know, obviously he's going to be like the big baddie, the big I'm in charge guy. But yeah, this whole fight was insane. Yeah, and really, honestly, if I had been recording audio while I was fighting this guy, I don't think I'd be. I think this video would have been taken down just by the amount of swearing I was doing. So yeah, it was crazy. Like obviously didn't say anything like troublesome, but just like a lot of swearing, like a lot compared to normal. Like I do swear in my videos, but not in compared to this. This was like another tier of swearing, and it was because I could see that I could actually do it. Like if I just like maybe timed my dodges a little bit better, or timed my companion abilities better, I'm pretty sure I could have fought this guy to the death. Like maybe it would have taken me a few tries, but I would have been able to just kill this guy. But yeah, as you've seen there, I had my block up and it just exploded and killed me. So yeah, this right here, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go to the forest to help out Harding with her thing. And head down here. So I start fighting these guys. I did not know these guys were here. En route to where she wants to go. So I'll go back and fight that guy at some point, because he's still there. I can go back and fight him. But yeah, that was it. As much as I was complaining and moaning about it, it was super fun. Fights like that really do break up the poor writing of the stories and stuff like that. Because as much as I'm enjoying the game, I'm never going to say the writing is good. I'm never going to do it. So yeah. But the combat, oh, I'm loving the combat. I love the way that I can do, like, I can respec if I don't like the way I do things to create different effects in combat and stuff like that. Like I say, I'm going down the Necromancer route because, you know, I'm part of the Mourn Watch, so I'm kind of role-playing a little bit as a Mourn Watch. But yeah, this is where we get our last fight of the match.
I fixed it. Why is it still ruining everything? Stop. Trapped. Can't get out. It hurts. It's dark. Please. They didn't know what to do. They didn't want to die. Stop the thoughts. Stop the fears. Quiet, please. Make it quiet.
I've seen spirits overwhelmed by bad emotion. Eventually, they turn.
Could this spirit sense the agony of the Dalish who recently died in the forest?
Help them. Help me.
And that will be the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've been enjoying the way I've been doing the last 3 episodes. Let me know, and bye-bye.